those of you who don't know, I had worked for the past 2 years as a data analyst, and I just recently transitioned into becoming a data engineer. So I would say I quite have like some experience across both. So let's get straight into it. So today I'm going to be doing a very short video on the difference between like a data analyst and a data engineer. So I'll start with an overview of what both roles are. As a data analyst, basically you are responsible for analyzing and transforming data so that you can provide key insights or meet business needs. So the key word here is key insights and business needs. Now, even though you're analyzing or you're transforming data, if at the end of the day you cannot provide insights to your stakeholders or you cannot help them make informed decisions based on the solutions that you have presented or the trends and patterns you have noticed from the data, then it's really of no use. I know that as data analysts, sometimes our core focus can be on how to get my visualization looking pretty, but cancel that. That's not it. The key word is key insights and helping stakeholders make more informed decisions based off what you're able to present. So that's kind of like an overview of what a data analyst does. How about a data engineer, you're wondering? Well, a data engineer is responsible for like the building a scalable data infrastructure for an organization. So making sure that you know data from its source or where the organization houses its data is structured in such a way that it can be easily accessible by anybody who needs this data. For example, this could be like even the data analyst will get data once the data engineer has finished building this infrastructure. So this could be in form of automated pipelines and what have you, just to make sure that at the end of the day, everybody that needs data has data in an accessible format and in an easy format as opposed to if it was taken directly from the source. So you get the gist, yeah. Now moving on to like the next thing, which is what are the tools that they use. So as a data analyst, the tools you use from day to day will be Excel, SQL, and then a visualization tool, which could either be Power BI or Tableau. So this depends from organization to organization. You may be required to use all of those or really just a mix of one or two, one analysis tool, which could be Excel or SQL, and then one visualization tool, which could be Tableau or Power BI. Really just depends on the company. Now, as a data engineer, on the other hand, you need to go a bit further. As a data engineer, you need to know SQL on a higher level or like a more advanced level because some people use SQL in building like the queries that move their pipelines along. You also need to know a cloud tool for automating your pipeline, which could be Azure or AWS. Very, very, very important. You also need to understand data warehousing. Now, how is data collected and how is data stored? Like that's the essence of a data engineer. Like that's what you're going to be doing. So you need to understand data warehousing. And then one last thing will be some libraries for data transformation, which could be Snowflake, which is one of the most popular ones, or Apache Spark. So it really depends on what your company is using at any point in time. Now, data engineers also do like some form of Python because, like I always like to say, or I think even Java. Like I always like to say, I think that data engineers are like software engineers, but for data. So it's very important that they know like a programming language. Now, in terms of like the skills that they should have, as a data analyst, it's very important that you have people skills because from all that I've said, you can see stakeholders. I have mentioned stakeholders when talking about data analysts. That's because you'll be in much communication with them. So if you're somebody that's outgoing, you like to put yourself at the front, then data analysis is for you, or being a data analyst is for you because you will definitely have that interaction. So it's good to have great people skills, great communication skills, also critical and analytical skills because, of course, data analysts. So analytical skills needs to come in somewhere. So you need to be very analytical and think about things critically. So you need to, and by critically, I mean you need to be able to see the detail in every single thing that you're doing because whenever you're doing your presentations or building reports and dashboards, key insights need to be shown. And if you're not somebody that can be critical enough to find details, then it has to be something you need to work on if you want to be a data analyst. Now, being a data engineer, of course, you still need all these skills, but not as much people skills, because you're dealing with warehouses, and most times your major interactions will be with like your colleagues and just a few business users within. So you're not interacting as much as the data analyst, but of course do have people skills. But you need to have really strong technical skills, because there's going to be a lot of coding, loads of building pipelines, and this is where your technical skills will come to play. And then in terms of education, I feel like education is quite similar across both. For being a data analyst, basically a bachelor's degree in computer science, in analytics will like suffice. Even if you come from like a non-computer science background like myself, there are definitely loads of online courses that you can study to become a data analyst. Now, same for being a data engineer. There's not quite a structured path as structured as being a data analyst for being a data engineer, but you'll find online resources out there. I know plenty of people that do not really even need a bachelor's degree to go into tech, and they are there and they are making it. I feel like what counts in most cases is your experience. How experienced are you with dealing with like these tools and completing projects and stuff like that? So that's it's pretty important. Now that reminds me, there is one tool that I did not mention. Being a data engineer is one of the very important ones. Is knowing Git. So, like I said, data engineers are like software engineers, but for data, Git is used for version control. A lot of us have heard of GitHub. Well, data engineers use it. You want to ensure that at every time when you're making changes to your pipelines, or you're updating code to ensure that your pipelines move very smoothly, you're not going ahead to break something. So you need to understand how to use Git for version control, creating branches whenever you want to make even the smallest of changes, so you don't break things, and there's chaos in your organization because you've done something that you weren't supposed to do, and it's just messed everybody up. So yeah, I think those are like the major differences between like a data analyst and a data engineer. And I hope that this video has been insightful. If it has, by all means, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be bringing you more of this on here. Till next time, bye.